Superman and Lois, Season 2, Episode 9. 30 Days and 30 Nights, I think, is the title of this one. Oh, man. So, I watched another superhero show this week. That is another one of my favorite characters. For Marvel, that was the character that's my favorite. For DC, this is the character that's my favorite. It's kind of cool that in the span of a week, literally hours, actually, I can see two of my favorite characters of all time on television in pretty good stuff. Some of it better than others. Oh, this is an incredible episode of Superman and Lois. One of the strongest of the entire series. My goodness, does this just take itself so seriously, so cool. There is never a moment it gives you a second to rest. It just speeds through everything. Every character is either yelling or just talking loudly over one another. It's really creepy and insane, and I love every second of it. So, this opens up with the idea. Clark is going after the big portal that Allie's walking through, and she's like, "You'll never be able to get inside and catch me, Superman." And he's like, "I'll show you." Spins around in a big old circle for a long time, blasts through the portal. He doesn't come home that day. He actually doesn't come home for a month. A month goes by with no sight of him. You see the state of the world freaking out, like, where is Superman? Look at all these accidents happening. We see everyone's trying to, like, find their footing without Superman in the world, and Steel is doing heavy duty to make that just look like Superman's there. Who is this new Man of Steel? Ah, it's so good. It's so good. I love it. It's just showing you. It's showing you the perfect way a world would react without their Superman. They wouldn't be like, "Oh, it's bitter. Look at this piece of shit who's not showing up." It's like, we need him. He gave us hope. He did stuff to actually help us. We need this guy in our lives. Where is he? We miss him. It's brilliant. I thought they would do a Reign of the Superman kind of thing. They're kind of getting there, because the other part of this story is you see Jordan's trying to pick up the pieces to become his father. There's a big fire one night. He saves Kyle Cushing from burning in it, and his mom's like, "You have to tell me if you're going to do something that stupid. And why is my father training you?" It's great. It's awesome. And it leads to, like, a big revelation where we stop the ex-Kryptonite from being just, like, thrown around and presented to the world. So we do reveal that Candace has been dealing. Now we're going to do a big drug bust and get everybody involved to stop the XK from going out into the world. It's a great scene. It's so cool to see Jordan in this light. First, he kind of learns how to fly when he's saving Kyle. Then he gets his super speed. He gets his super speed when his grandfather and mother are locked up from the guys that are dealing the XK, and he has to come in and save them. Holy shit. This is how you do an origin for a Superboy in today's climate. Just like this really uncomfortably awkward kid who has anxiety and hates the world, but he's slowly realizing what it can bring to him and how accepting it can be. And when the people he loves are in danger, he steps up to learn how to be his fullest potential. Oh, baby, is it good. I adored that. And I cannot get over how great it looked. It looked great. It amazes me this is budget that the CW shows are getting. Like, fuck, man. It looks so good. It looks so great. I love every second of it. It's so special. And it's so creative. It's fantastic. So Jordan is well on his way to becoming Superboy. But on top of that, you see that John's kind of just reeling in the fact that he pretty much ruined all of Smallville. They go to, like, the big support thing for Lana, and everyone's like, "You got the football season canceled. My son's in his senior year. He will never play for this team again. You piece of crap. You got everybody messed up." And he's like, "Oh, I'm just going to leave." John is clearly going on the path of the Eradicator. I don't care what anybody's saying. That boy's becoming a villain. Like, they are setting it up that he's going to be going down the wrong side of path. Whether it means he's going to put on a different suit and become a villain or something, I think he's going to take inspiration to something he sees at the end of this episode, potentially, and we're going to see how that plays out. Because just great. It's just great writing and great use of that character that I just absolutely adore. But because Clark is not present in this episode that much, it gives us time to see the other main family in Smallville, and that is the Cushing-Cortezes. Because Lana, it's like fucking the mayoral candidate night or something. It's weird because it's like they just get a phone call to see who wins. There's no, like, big presence. Like, why are they just, like... Actually, it's a small town. I guess you wouldn't, like, broadcast it on public news or anything. So that makes sense to me. But it's election night in Smallville. Lana is getting a lot of support from these people. She's kind of hitting on John Henry a little bit. They're getting a little flirty. Natalie's like, I do not want to see that, because it's also the anniversary of her mom's death. And she's like, why isn't my dad focusing on this? This is a woman that we both love. Why is he ignoring her? And that leads into a whole other story we'll get to after the Lana stuff. So the Cortez Cushings are kind of in a state of emotional disarray. Sophie's there for some reason. She doesn't do anything, though. You see Kyle does get hurt by the fire. He's in the hospital. Lana comes to fight him, and Sarah's like, Dad, you look rough. We see his apartment later on when Sarah shows up, and he's just living on the floor, classic broken bachelor man style. It's really sad and depressing. And I really like what they're doing with Kyle, because he knows he's messed up. And I think this is a really important thing that might get overlooked by some people. Kyle knows he made a mistake. He is trying to do better, whatever form that takes for him. He's trying. And he's like, I always thought I was going to come back home to your mother. I guess that's not the case, so I should try to spruce things up a bit. Sarah brings his stuff over, and they just kind of start building his life there, separate from Lana. Very fun. Very cool. I did enjoy that. Just nice to see that father-daughter relationship portrayed in such a positive way. We also see throughout the episode the conflict between Sarah and Jordan, and this leads to the ultimate realization that Sarah deserves better. Jordan is lying not just because of his powers, but about everything else. So she breaks up with him, and it's a really powerful moment that I did enjoy to see. Very cool. Just really nice. Kyle's like, you deserve better. So don't be with a guy that doesn't treat you with the respect you deserve and should have. Perfect. Great idea. Beautiful. Super cool. I loved it. Just really fun. And also, it's election night. Lana wins. Lana's the new mayor of Smallville. Whatever that means for the future of this story, who's to say? But it's kind of a fascinating idea. It's something to do. Like, I don't know what else she would really do with that character or that universe. So, yeah, I'll buy it. You could do something fun with that, I guess. Do something kind of creative and go down a different route. That was really interesting to see. This is what happens when you do a Superman and Lois show and you don't give the attention to Superman. You flesh out your characters just a little bit more and it makes them a little more likable. I do enjoy that. John Henry and Natalie have their moment of realization where they grieve for the loss of their collective mother and wife. It's a nice, powerful moment. It's nice to see them back into the forefront of the show because they're just a great dynamic for this world of Superman. I love a good extended Superman family. I think my biggest complaint right now is like, where's the Jimmy stuff? Give us a Jimmy Olsen, not even the one that we saw in Supergirl or whatever was happening there. Just give us a nice little Jimmy Olsen guy showing up. It'd be great. Or a Bibbo. Give us a freaking Bibbo. That would be awesome. But I digress. That doesn't matter. That's pretty much the majority of the main events that happen this episode. Clark goes into a portal. 1 month later, his son is becoming the Superboy he needs to become. You also see Lois is trying to just like find her balance in this world without it because she's like, my mom left me, now my husband left us. I do not know how to do this. It sucks. And you see that's how she kind of connects with her father again in a very beautiful moment. Jonathan is starting to become, not the villain, I won't say the villain, but the social pariah that he didn't know he was going to be. The Cushings and Cortezes start to realize their lives are going to change forever. Lana's got a new position of power. Kyle's realizing I'm going to have to make my own life for myself. Sarah is comfortable enough to just figure out her own identity again. And Sophie is still there. But that is not all that happens in this episode because we get the big cliffhanger that I think we've all been kind of waiting for since this show came back. When we saw the set leaks of a certain young actor in a certain young Superboy costume. Well, it's a Superboy from the Bizarro world, and it's Jonathan is the one with the powers, and we see Clark's in the Bizarro world being attacked by something potentially on the verge of collapse. And that leads me to believe the next episode is going to be very Clark-focused, where we're going to see his adventures in the Bizarro world, see the different inverted versions of all of our main characters. Maybe in that universe, he's going to get with Lana. Who's to say? Could be something special. But obviously he's going to fight Anderson and Allie there, so cool. I like it. It's so good. And one of the things I really like is, like, it doesn't give you a moment to rest. After something happens where Jordan saves, like, you know, Kyle, we go back to the house and we have to reveal, like, Candace is doing this with the XK. We realize that both Sam and Lois are talking. We're like, hey, Jordan, now's the time to come in and save us or we're going to die. There's going to be a bullet in your grandfather's head if you do not come here and save us right now. It is such great tension, and it's just like, that is such a tight script, because it's still within the same parameters of everything we've seen from Superman and Lois before, but there's just so much more tension building in it, and we're just moving it forward in such a beautiful way. I adore it. I love this episode. This is the best episode the show has done, and Superman's not even in it. We just let Steel do it. That's cool. That was so cool. This is awesome. This is kind of like, it's amazing to say. I think next week I'm going to say the same thing too. But this is kind of what I've been wanting from a Superman and Lois show. And I've loved every single thing they've done pretty much. But this is so strong and powerful where it's like an intensity we have yet to see from anything else in this genre. That is so cool. It is so creative. And I love what it's doing. It's just taking so many beautiful risks and opportunities to do something special. And that's what it is. And it's just such a fun show. And I cannot believe this is getting this is on freaking cable television, man. This isn't like your special broadcast, whatever the hell we're doing on our streaming service. This is on the CW. It's looking great. It's the best Superman we've ever seen on screen. I adore it so much. And this episode of Superman and Lois was arguably their best ever. So that's going to do it for this review of Superman and Lois Season 2, Episode 9. Now, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. As always, you can check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. And as always, I will catch you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck.